Okay. All right. So my aim now is to bring all these roles together, right? To say, if you are still confused while you're here, right? Maybe you don't know how Azure works, you don't know what is your role, what is the other person's role within the team. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to quickly go through, right? And also give feedback on the wiki that you guys have presented, which has or put on the wiki anyway. So I know some people already put it on Teams as well, but I'm going to use the wiki on Azure DevOps because I asked you guys to put it on both places anyway. So yeah, so in terms of Super Alpha, well done, you guys have actually started. So and putting some of these things here. So, but not all of them are here, right? As you can see, yeah. So I'm expecting to actually see them, right? But yeah, please ensure that you kind of go through that. This one is good. Agile ceremony is good and it's brilliant. Okay. So, but if you look at what Flex has done, which I think is brilliant, sometimes it's good for you guys to see. As you can see, okay. As you can see, they got their project scope, their mission, their goal, it's really, really brilliant, as you can see. So, and the level of detail is good as well. So, as you can see, so, and so I would expect that you would put this definition of done and ready at the sub level here. So, because you don't want to miss that up. Okay, all right. You don't want to miss that up in this document anyway. So that's another thing that I would advise you to do. But well done. And this one, the mirror board is not. I think this is your team charter. So rename it as a team charter. Okay, which I think maybe it's good anyway. So you put the document here and also the board is good anyway. So well done. I think it's fine. And also, yeah. So the ceremony date, which I think is good. One thing I also ask you guys to do, right, is to put, this is the Blue Sky one, right? Also create another one, right? Let's say you work for Blue Sky consultancy now, right? And it's not in the evening that we work, okay? So all these ceremonies, what time are you going to do it? So because I want a situation where someone will go out and say, I work 9 to 5, and at 9:30 to 10 p.m. I do my daily stand-up. So that you don't say I do my daily stand-up at 7:30 to 8. So you also write the same thing like this as well. But now to say, okay, if I was to work from 9 to 5, what will be the time of these meetings? Okay. So that's another thing I want you guys to look into. And what's the composition of your team as well, right? So this is your team now, okay, within Blue Sky, I think, but okay, all right, intern. Okay, yeah, which is good. I think this is brilliant. So this is recomposition. I'm gonna assume that this is basically what you are saying, that okay, this is not Blue Sky, but this is how we should have been, right? Yeah, which I think is good. Okay, so we have one Scrum Master and we have BA, QA developers. But okay, one BA, two QAs for developer. This is brilliant. That's what I'm expecting as well. So well done for doing this. And this is the internship one, right? So which I think is good. Well done for that. So, and the goals for each of the sprints. So, and of course, I will expect you to write the goal. Sprint A, what's the goal for sprint A, which is your Aston Martin sprint. So, and if you can do a query and put the, okay, I think, okay, you put the, this one there. Anyway, that's good. So I also, well done to Flex. So this is good anyway. So in terms of the wiki, yeah, this is brilliant. Okay. Now talking about the roles now, I'm going to use this particular one, right? So this is where you guys are, right? In your team, you have an ADM and you have a product owner, right? One ADM, one product owner, right? So Okay, I think I'll need to stop sharing because my screen is just going off. Okay, 1 minute. So yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. So at this project level, which I think is fine anyway. So I think the pro owner is good to put the pro owner out because technically this is what you call your development team anyway, right? So the pro owner is not part of the development team. You only bring them in for some of the ceremonies that are important anyway. So of course, in web development, the DAs are not there anyway. So you might decided to leave them completely out anyway, so that's fine. But if it's a data related project, the DA are really part of the developers. Okay, so it's not, yeah. So if let me speak to that. So I totally agree with what what Olawumi said anyway. The Scrum Master should be this side anyway. It's a flat structure. You don't report to them. And yeah, so everyone is on the same level anyway. So that's fine. And also even in some roles, you can see the BA can be any more than the Scrum Master in some instances based on experience anyway. That also, and even some developers can even earn more than some product owners anyway. So it's like that. So it's just like the Scrum Master has got some roles ensuring people do what they need to do anyway. So, but in terms of you have some dev lead here that are more influential than some Scrum Masters anyway. So if I may say it like that. Okay. So, but one thing I want to say now, so your role, I want to start from beginning to say, okay, when a sprint starts or before a sprint starts, what do you have to do? And I'll quickly run through that. Then we can ask a moment to ask questions. Okay. So the first person that start work is the BA. As a BA, you need to be working ahead of the people, right? So which means that at least you have 2 weeks work within your product backlog. Okay, so let's move to, I will leave this one, so we'll go into this page. So I'll go into the board. Okay, all right. So now you have this bit. Okay, hold on. So you have your board, yeah, your backlog, okay, and you have your sprint, okay? So this is product backlog, okay? Product backlog. And you have your sprint backlog, okay? A sprint backlog is a subset of the product backlog. Technically, it means that a part of the things in your sprint backlog are the one in the product backlog. So because you go for interview, they'll talk about what's different between a product backlog and a sprint backlog. So everything that you need to develop, right? Everything that you are yet to develop is in your product backlog. Okay. So you have everything in that place. Okay. Then having said that, then you have a subset of your product backlog, which you put into your sprint, right? So that it's important to know. And now, if you go to your board now, anything that's already past the committed, right, and is not yet done, right? This I'm speaking to the Scrum Master now. Anything that any story or PBI that is in committed or after committed, but it's not yet done, should be also in your sprint. So technically, it also means that things that before committed, or that means before committed session, should not be in your backlog. So once they say since it's not your sprint backlog, technically means that you don't have iteration assigned to that particular story. So when a story is in your sprint backlog or a PBI is in your sprint backlog, it means that they've got iteration attached to it, as you guys already kind of established now, if you have not actually. So, and that's it. And another thing that I want to say is like, you're only going to have one sprint backlog, right? You're only going to have one sprint backlog. If you are, you guys are now in I think for these guys now, you are in spring balsamic, right? But balsamic sprint, right? So technically, I shouldn't be seeing Amazon sprint anymore, right? So it means that when you guys finish Amazon sprint, there's some stories that you've not finished, right? What happens to that story? You need to move them into balsamic sprint. You won't be having 2 sprints running at the same time. Do you get it now? You need to move them to the following sprint. You're only going to have 1 sprint backlog. So technically now for Super Alpha, these should have been moved, right? These should have been moved. They are not supposed to be in balsamic sprint. So what you could do is to view this in your backlog, right? And then look at the one in a wrong sprint and then assign them, right? For instance, now, all this Amazon stuff should go, right? So you can click on that and click. I'm pressing my control now. I'm pressing my control and selecting them. So I'm pressing this again. That's another control. And I will select that. So all those. And then I would right click. You can do this within your sprint planning or before the sprint planning. Normally, people do it even immediately after the sprint plan to say, what are the stories that we didn't finish in last sprint? Let's move them to the next sprint. Even before you bring another story into the next sprint, because basically you need to look at your capacity, okay? So what you now need to do, you need to now move to iteration. You select this iteration and you move it. If you do that now, it's going to move everything to balsamic sprint. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave you guys to do so, okay? So that is what you need to do. So I'll quickly pause that. That's me speaking to the Scrum Master so that you have this housekeeping, okay? Any question? Quickly. Any question? Okay? All right, I get that is no question. Another thing is in terms of your board, okay? What I also saw, okay, I think where is that? I saw it right now. Okay, yeah, the state, okay, the state. So I really don't think you should be using keyway doing, keyway done, BA doing, or something like that. Instead, I would have prefer you say in keyway, keyway done. Keyway done is okay, but not keyway doing, okay? Most especially people where I've worked will be in keyway, in dev. You guys have got in dev, right? So as you can see in UAT, you don't say UAT doing, right? So you need to be consistent with your wordings. Do you get it now? So if you can rename that, that will be fine. Okay. So keyway done or in keyway or BA done or in BA. So use that terminology. So this is still Scrum Master, if that's fine. You can edit the column so on that basis. Okay. Now the first thing that you guys are going to do as a Scrum Master is setting up the board, right? Even in a team and everything. So that's the first thing. So if there's no board, the BA will not be able to work effectively using the tool. So that is the first thing. So you set up the board, you set up the dashboard as well, so that the stakeholders can see the metrics on the dashboard. Okay, looking at your velocity, looking at the teams, looking at your burn down. You need to know how this is also analyzed, okay? And also you need to also understand the story that this metric is saying. For instance, now, in my own case, if I have to look at this and say, okay, you guys plan a lot of PBIs, okay? You are only able to complete 4 within the sprint, right? And you completed 5 late, which is okay. But then you have 5 incomplete. This is not acceptable. What happens? Because you have not moved those stories. So once you move them, this 5 would jump onto this one. Those are the ones that I saw there. So you shouldn't have anything in previous sprint that's not completed. Do you get it now? Because you are not working in the previous sprint any longer. You are not working in the new sprint. So These 5 here should have been moved and they be on top of this. Do you get it? So that's what. So, and here he said, okay, you plan 10 and you have 11. So technically, it means that someone created a story mid-sprint. And it's also happened. So maybe product owner say, I want this story, and that's, yeah, it's okay. But one thing that as a Scrum Master, you need to know is like, in the middle of the sprint now, you should be able to see something, right? Because now you have 10 story planned and you still have 11 still incompleted and you've done 1 week. This also is not acceptable for me, or as a Scrum, you need to be calling that out, because otherwise you will come to the end of the sprint, you didn't actually finish. You should be seeing this going down anyway. So, so another metric that I'm expecting you guys to put here is your burn down chart, which is not here. So let me go back to here and see if you guys have got that here. So dashboard. Okay, all right. So this is okay. All right, this is fine because this is not actually, as you can see now, normally the best thing is for this to burn down. Instead of you burning down, you are actually burning up. You are all going up. It should be like that, going down, right? So that is the what you are expected to see, right? But it's fine because you are still learning anyway. So for now, anyway. So as you can see here now, nothing is moving, right? So, but another thing here, this is the tax level, right? So you got 250. You need to fix this actually. This is a lot, right? So you need to look at why is this 250, and you guys have only got 4 tax, right? That's where this is not actually showing anything. So you need to look into this, how to fix this. So I need to see that in your report, how you're able to fix that. If not, we have another session like this in the next few weeks after the demo, and we can look into this anyway. So that is that in terms of the Scrum Master. So let's say the Scrum Master already kind of implemented these beautiful charts and also set up everything. So what the BA would now do is to go into the board. So they might start writing the requirements, but now I will expect the BA to be writing requirements for sprint 4, right? If your BA is still writing requirement for sprint 2, they are not doing well. If your BA is still writing requirement for sprint 3, it's still not doing well, right? You expect them to be writing requirement for sprint 4. That means they are actually racing up, right? A good BA should have stories in the backlog for at least 2 sprints. Okay, so please BA ensure that you catch up, right? And Scrum Master, please ensure that your BA, the BA in your team actually catch up. So what would they do, right? So at the beginning of the sprint, right, at the beginning of your, even before the sprint start, the BA will have gone to your backlog, right? So will be here, okay? And change this to Epic, okay? I just love to start at this one because this is basically giving you global view. When you go from the epics, you can see how epics is right now. So under the epic, you have the features, right? Under the features, you have the PBIs. That is the hierarchy, okay? So, and when I collapse that, okay, so let's say the static page, right? So they would create, if for instance, if I can create a new one and I can say, let's say this is me, just to for the purpose of the training, okay? So Epic, I can say, let's say payment now, okay? So, and then under the Epic, I can create a feature, okay? And I can say, paper payment. Oh, Okay, maybe let me leave this like that. Okay. So then, of course, you are expected to write description. I'm going to leave that for now. So basically, you can say as a user of job skills to so that I can I want to so let me change this use paper. Okay, so this is an example anyway. So different people have different ways. So now you will not write your acceptance criteria in giving when then giving a registered user of JobSkid when I yeah, something like that. Okay. So and save and close. So that is that. But now you want to split this payment, paper payment into different parts of paper payment that we have, right? You can say pay later. I think paper has got that by paper. Okay, so let me save that. Oh, sorry, I can't spell. So let me edit that. Okay, so another one that you could do, you click on the plus again, okay, and then you're going to say pay by card. Or you can go and I think there's another one as well. Pay by, see, I think something like pay by PayPal or something like where you just need to log in, something like that. PayPal account. Okay. All right. So now what you need to do now, okay, as a BA now, okay, you click on each one of them, okay, write description. This is like what we said as a registered of I want to make payments. Only per installment. Okay, something like that. So you also do the same thing, giving okay, another thing which is a good practice is to bold this, okay, so that it's obvious to people, right? Registered. All right. So now that this is one way. Yeah, this question we had a session in advance, right, on Saturday when we spoke about how to write your acceptance criteria. So, and I think there's another follow-up session that we're going to do because there are two types, right? There is declarative and imperative, right? So technically, it means how low level or how detailed you want to write your acceptance criteria. This one I've written now is declarative because it's very, very high level, right? So some people will kind of write it low level to say, oh, go to giving websites and I click on this and I click on that and I click on that, when I click on this, when I click on that, and then I am able to, I'm on the page or payment page and I click on this and I click on that and I can see this. So that's another way to write it anyway. So, but different discussion are in the market right now, which one is better. So, but the some people favor the declarative over the imperative anyway, but that's not the discussion for now anyway. So whichever you choose, you just need to look at that. So I would let me just go to, let's say, for those people that are declarative and imperative BDD, you can Google that and see what they're saying about that. As you can see, this is a good example. You can read up on that one anyways to see. As a BA, you need to know what is the best format that you are using. So as you can see, this is an imperative one, so detailed. And if you look at now, this is the declarative, so short, sweet. Yeah. So just need to know that. Okay. All right, cool. So now I'm gonna save that. So like I said, you need to have this a lot. You don't want to starve your team, right? At any particular time, they have story ready as a BA. So, and also something that I need to also add, you need to put your wireframes. Okay, you need to put your wireframes there. You need to wireframe is a picture representation of what the application should look like, right? So testers don't take that as golden, right? The thing that you take as golden is acceptance criteria. So one thing that I also advise people to do is to say scenario one. So is payment with installment. Okay, all right. So which I think is fine. You can also have another scenario as well. So if there's something scenario 2, you can have that, yeah, and put the title of that scenario. Okay, if there's any. If there's none, that's fine. You can just leave it like that. So one thing I can say, sometimes if there is like a happy path and negative path, you want to specify that. Okay, what would you not allow the user to do, right? If they, yeah, for instance, now you will not allow user to use, yeah, like that card now. If the card is invalid, so you should give an error. So, and yeah, that is a very good scenario. So if you pay per card, you can have different scenarios there. So a valid card, an expired card, a card that is that hasn't got any money inside. So different thing anyway. So, and you want to kind of reject that, or a valid card, you want to accept that. So you would do that anyway. Or when the card hasn't got it's is invalid because the data is wrong, right? The person just put an invalid data. So that's another thing. You can have several scenarios for that. Scenario 1, 2, 3. So as a BA, you need to make sure that you are explicit in your requirement. Okay. If you are not explicit, then the developer will not do justice to the story anyway. Yeah, because you start the story first. Okay. So that is how that works anyway. For the BA, you write your requirement, you put that down for that particular story. So you put everything down. So what then happens is, now, let's say you are working in the previous sprint, you are adding everything. So then at the beginning of a sprint, as you guys already gone through the workshop, right? So you do your sprint planning, okay? So sprint planning, you guys come in on the story and say, okay, you review the story. Okay, this is what the B has written. Is it okay? Does it follow the invest? I think you guys already kind of have most of these things in your team charter, right? Definition of ready and definition of done, which I think is okay. Is this particular story ready? Does it have everything that we want? Yeah, if that is fine. So you start your sprint planning, you would do your estimation, right? So you've already got estimation poker here. So you do the estimation. I will not talk about that anyway. So I think you guys already kind of done that comfortably well anyway. So then after that, you move that story right at the end of the list, at the end of the sprint planning, you move them into the sprint, right? So what is now going to happen now? The developers, let's go back to your sprint. Let's see what you have in the sprint. So I also want the DAs also to do the same thing. You create your stories and everything. So before you finish your sprint planning, okay, ensure that everyone create their task, okay? So create your tags and put them here, okay? So the most especially the keyways and developers, okay? So, but developers are not part of the internship anyway, so I won't bother with them anyway. So, but most especially the keyways. So you need to know what to do. So I like the fact that you guys are putting this manual testing, okay, which is fine. So if you're also going to do, yeah, this one, okay, test execution and manual testing. So of course you need to write test cases. I would say for, let's say this one now, I would say test case creation, test execution, that is fine. Then yeah, for manual testing, basically, that's fine. So then if there's automation, you also put automation for it anyway. But one thing I want you guys to do at the back of the stories that you've done, create another story for test automation, right? So why is that? Because you guys don't know automation right now, which is fine. So what I'm expecting you to do now is, once you know automation, you pick that story up and you assign to the right person, okay? And then you continue, okay? So now, so you've added your task. So as a QA, what am I going to do, right? Because developers have already started creating the stories, but they've not delivered anything because they've still working on the stories. And what you need to do, you need to start now creating your test cases, okay? how do you start creating your test cases? There are different ways to do that. I know your team already, your mentors already kind of taught you how to do that. I'll go to the board again, right? So this time around now, I'll change this from Epic to backlog, okay? So now your stories should be in committed. So if developers start working on that, they will drag that story into depth. That means there's a developer working on it. So right now, it just shows that, yeah, this is a developer. So as a Scrum Master now, if you see this assigned to this particular person, if this person is not a developer, then something is wrong, right? It should not be assigned to a QA at this point. So because this is showing that a developer is working on it, and this is the name of developer. If this is not the name, then you need to call the person. Why is your name assigned to this story when you are not working on this, or you are not a developer? So once a developer works on that, what you should expect is that at this point, to be honest, the dev done, I don't expect anybody's name to be here, because it just shows that this person already finished, right? And I saw someone, which I saw one team which actually did very well. So let me go, maybe it's you guys. So they actually created another title. Okay, board, go. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it's not yet also. Okay, what you could do, because this is one of those limitation of Azure DevOps, right? So as you guys already kind of added some items here, you can also add items for the developers that work on the story, the BA that work on the story, the QA work on the story. Because what happens, once developer said, I have finished, you expect them to remove their name, right? But if you expect them to remove their name, so if this person wants to speak to developer that work on the story, how does he know the developer that work on the story? So you can create an item here and say developers, QA, BA. So you assign it to that particular person. So you know who is the developer, who is the QA. Do you get it now? So that's another thing that you guys can do. So ensure that you work on that one anyway. So quickly, I said for the QAs, if you want to add test cases, okay, you can click here and add test, okay? When you click on that, you can add your test, okay? I'm going to just use this as an example anyway. So let's say I want to add captcha, okay? So okay, let's just say that is my test case. So once I've created that, I go in there and I can do this, okay? That is fine. So, and in there now, you can see this story, in this particular test case is there, and you can start creating your test cases, okay? So your action and your expected behavior. So let's say, so what is the name of the website? HTTP. JustFit.com. So, and expected results, JobSkid website is opened successfully. So now, after that, when you go to the JobSkid website, what do you expect to see? You would kind of, yeah, because the captcha is on the registration, yeah, click on sign up. So sign up page or form is displayed. Sussex really. So now, because this is only kind of, yeah, this is in two parts. Yeah, I'm verifying the captcha is available and it's working. So before I can verify, I need to fill the form. So the form is filled. Okay. So, and validate. Oh, okay. Another thing I didn't do, pardon me. Okay, let me save it. Okay, sorry, apologies. So normally, okay, I'm just writing it in my head anyway. So, but you should have gone into the story, okay, and follow this anyway. So I think it's still following you. Okay, go to the, yeah. So let's do it properly now. So you would, this is the first thing, verify this. Okay. So let's say that is the test case. Okay, all done. Let me open a new one. Technically, okay, add another one. So validate that captcha is displayed. Okay, is displayed on the login page. Okay, that is what you will, because that is what the story says. Yeah. So captcha is displayed. So then what you need to do, just go through what the B has written. That's how to do it anyway. So not even the first one. I was trying to just go with my knowledge anyway. But if you don't have requirement, that's what you would do. But in this case, you have a requirement, just follow the requirements. So the first thing that the BA said is like, yeah, you are on the page, okay? Okay, you can just go in there. Okay. So but normally, I think this is wrong anyway. This shouldn't be on the login page. It should be on the registration page anyway. So that is totally wrong. You don't put the captcha on the login page. But I'm gonna leave it for anyway. So as they've written it, this should be a registration page. So that is what feedback you need to give to the BA. So basically, the BA has really kind of write it wrongly or has written it wrongly. So they need to fix it anyway. So it's easy. So technically what you're saying, yeah, even the developer might have not even developed while you are writing your requirements. You are creating your test cases. Do you get it now? They don't need to finish before you create your test cases. So as you are creating your test cases, you might get some insight on the error that the BA has done. So you can say, oh, BA, sorry, this should not be on the login page. This should be on the registration page. So, and oh, okay, I agree with you. So, and they can fix it, and then yeah, also speak to developer and say, okay, yeah, so ensure that this is not on the login page anyway. So, okay, all right. So, and you said I'm going to carry on with the login page, which I think, okay, let me just register page, which is not. Let's just use the right one. Okay, so and then the BA says, so when I look at the captcha setting, so and you can say, okay, or look at the captcha setting. Okay, look at the captcha section. Okay, so what are you expected to see? Then you say I should see captcha image. So that is your expected behavior. And he also says another thing. Then you should also see that you can put that here as well anyway. So this is gonna still be the same thing anyway. So I can copy paste that. Okay, so I should see the captured image and I should see this, I should see that. That's it. So that's what you need to do, right? So, and then once the story is ready, okay, so let's go back to the board. Okay, so now when the developers finish, they put the story in dev done, okay, like that, okay. And I'm going to expect the developers to remove and put it on assigned, okay. So that's what I should expect you to do. In Scrum Master, please look into that and give this feedback. Put it on assigned. That means, yeah, I'm no longer working on this. I put it in done. So once this is finished, okay, this is a lot of things, so I will put that back, okay, later. So when it's finished, then the then is there. So the keyway, one of the keywords would now need to put that. No one would be assigning stories to you. You need to go to the board and pick that story up, okay? Once you have capacity, okay? So the the keyway rather will pick a story up, okay? And then once they start working on that, you put it in keyway. Where's that? I think it's done. Okay, yeah, this is the story. Okay, now you have this particular test cases here, okay, which you would then start to execute. Okay. Okay, so you will start to execute. So you go to your test, okay, test plan, and all. So in there now you have in sprint 2, let's check if you have that test cases capture, okay, fine. Okay, I think this should be assigned. Okay, I'm gonna leave it anyway. You guys should set. So, but that test case should be here anyway. So, but so I'm for the sake of time, I'm going to select this. So, what you need to do now is to kind of go to the execute and start testing them. Okay, click on the one that you are running. You can run it in web. Okay, and bring the application out and just go like that. Oh, okay. Sorry, you guys are actually working on MentorSkid. Sorry, I've been talking about JobSkid in a while. So don't worry then. So, okay. So, yeah, you just perform this operation and look at, yeah, the expected result. Is it there? So if it's there and it's fine, you click on that. If it's not, and you just click on bug. Once you click on that and it's not the right one, so you would ask you to raise a bug. So then you can raise a bug for that particular story. Bug is something that, yeah, you raise when you have difference in your expected results. That means you expect, for instance, now you expected to see the login page displayed, but login page is not displayed, right? So that means that it's a bug. So once you click on that, you would, yeah, you would then ask, okay, ask you to create a bug. You can create a bug as also from here. But once you click on this, I don't want to do that. Hold on, let me go to this particular one because this has got a bug. So yes. Okay. All right. So I think, okay, yeah. So that one has got a bug, but I just want to kind of run only that one. So, okay. Hold on. Okay, all right. So where's that? Okay, so this has got a bug. So, and you can, once you click on that, you can put a comment, and then it will ask you to create a bug after that. Yeah. So apologies, guys. So I would just kind of put this. So let's say, so just to say test anyway. So that's only, so when you click on that, so that is that, then you can actually create a bug. Okay. So once you click on that, it brings all the stories for you, the test cases and everything, and even your comments as well. And then you can raise a bug. Okay. And the bug is now attached to the story. Actually say, okay, let's say login page is not displayed. Save and close, and that's that. And you can close that. So you go back to
your computer is frozen, but I can't see. I don't know,
okay.
anybody else.
How about now?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
see. Yeah.
I can see as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because yeah, it's been frozen for some time now.
Okay. All right, 1 minute. So okay. Sorry about that. How about now?
You need
So
to
we're at
move
the
your
same point where you just went out and came back. So
Sorry?
we didn't see anything about the bug raising.
Oh, okay. All right. So the bug racing is this one. Okay. So you just click on that. Can you see it now?
We're still, you can only see the login, lost password,
okay. All right.
test point
Okay.
13.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I think because I'm sharing only a window. Okay, hold on. So let me stop sharing and share again. I'll share the whole screen now. Screen one. Okay. All right. So what I did was to click on run web application, and that opens. Can you see that now?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
Yes.
what Anna did was to say, okay, let me fail this particular one. Okay. So I click on that, and I say, okay, I'm failing this. And I put a comment, and I say login page is not displayed. And I leave that, but then I click on create bugs. So when I click on create bug, you can see my comment and everything, and the steps is there right now, is retro steps, right? And I can say login page is not displayed. That is my bug now. Okay. So, and I can say, so some people also advise that you can assign it to a developer, but I don't mind anyway. So because okay, this should go to Tosin, okay, because maybe it was the developer, and you can say save and close. Normally it goes to the sprint that you are working on, right? But if you think you are not going to fix in the sprint, you need to assign it, you remove it from the sprint, okay? So priority, how quickly do you want it to be done? What's severity? So technically, this story can, if, for instance, if this login page is now complete, is broken, and you cannot continue on anything, that means your severity is critical, right? You need this to be fixed ASAP, right? So that's what it means, okay? Because you cannot even do any other thing, right? So, but if you can still continue, but it needs to be fixed in the sprint, right? So you can put it on I. So it means that this has to be fixed, but I can still continue. So it's not that critical. So, but if you find, okay, I can still live with it, but if we fix it. But let us fix it before release anyway. So you put on at the medium, okay? But if it's just a cosmetic issue that you think, yeah, we can live with that, it's not a big issue, but I just don't want to miss it, then you can put that here, okay? And that is it, and you can say low. For this one now, I think it's critical because if the login page is not displayed, there might be other instances that you will not able to go, and you can't even continue running the test because you need to go to the login page. So you put it on critical, right? And developer will see and say, okay, critical. So that means they need to look into that ASAP. And once that is done, so I have raised the bug, I can close the screen. So I can save and close, okay? And once I save and close, you can see the story is closed. So if I go to that particular story, okay, this is lost password. Let's go back. So let's go back to the board now. So to the board, lost password. Let's see where that is. So lost password. Okay, another thing that you can do. Okay, let's see, lost password. Okay, all right, this is it now. As you can see, even I think the guys already got some bugs in there as well. So as you can see, this is the one I did now. It's failed. And one thing that you can also do when you open that story, you will also see the box on that story. So on the right-hand side here, now you can see the test cases, right? And click on show more, okay? You should see the box. Okay, let's show more. As you can see, that's it. You can see this is one test, this is one bug actually. You can see the box. So once the developers has fixed the bug, okay, so ensure that you are able to see the bug, okay? So more often when the bug is created, when the bug is created, it's normally on the new section, okay? So you need to bring it to the right place, okay? So otherwise the developer might not know. So you need to bring it into, approved, because it's very, very critical. This one, you don't need the PO to approve it, okay? And you can even bring it into committed because you want it to be fixed ASAP, right? And of course, because you assign it to Tosin, Tosin will get a message, right? And then it will put it in there, okay? And it's okay, I'm going to work on this. And when it's working on that, and what's going to happen is, so as Tosin is working on it, Tosin will say, okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually, let's say Tosin fix it, right? What it's going to do is going to put it in keyway done, okay, dev done. So what you will now do is put it in keyway done, okay, in keyway, right? So you put it in keyway and you retest the bug, okay? You retest the bug to ensure that it is fixed, right? Bear in mind, this is a bug that is related to this particular story, okay? So first, you retest, right? To ensure that what you said in this particular bug is now fixed. If it's now fixed, you put it in keyway done, and even you can even go and put it done. But what you now need to do, you need to go back to the story now, right? And then restart this, retest the story and ensure that everything on that story is still fine. You still have your test cases here, retest them, and you're fine. If they're fine, that's good. And also, you also need to do regression tests and ensure that developers that fix the bug did not break any other thing. Okay, that's important. So once that is done, then you put the story into keyway done and you move into that. So once in the keyway done, the BA can look at that and say, okay, keyway already finished this particular story. So you don't need to kind of do put a story, a bug in keyway done is technically like done. So you don't need to do a UAT on the bug. So you can as well just put that to technically done, right? So, but if it's a story in keyway done, the BA should pick that story up and assign it to them. So this is assigned to developer now. It shouldn't be so. It should be assigned to a BA, right? So a BA, you do a quick test. The testing for a BA will not be as detailed as this, right? In fact, you don't even need to write test cases as a BA. What you just need to look into, open the story, right? And because you are the one that actually wrote it anyway. So as a BA, okay, given that blah, blah, go to the website, just do, okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. It works. And then put it to done. That is the process, okay? That is what you need to do end to end, okay? The same thing applies to the DA, right? The DA, right, I'm expecting DA to create their stories, okay? And once you've created your story, you put them in. When you are working on them, you are the developer for your story as a DA, you put them in dev, right? Once you've finished that story, right, you put them in dev done, right? Once in dev done, that means it's ready for QA. I will expect one of you guys to work together, right? If you are the one that did that, let another person QA. Just say like an accountability partner. You said, okay, you've done your Tableau visualization. Then another member of your team go to your Tableau public profile and check eventually that you've done it and you've done it properly. The person might not give feedback just to ensure that you've actually done what you say you've done. And once the person says you've done, put it in QA done and then put it to done. That's what I'm expecting the DA also to do. Okay, I know I've gone through this quickly, but that is the end-to-end journey for each one of you based on your role. Any question?
Is up, Gigi.
Sorry?
I said my hand is up.
His hand is up.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
Okay, please. Thank you for that exposition. Can I just take you back to bug?
Yes, please.
Where I'm a bit lost and I'm a bit confused is when you want to retest the bug.
Okay.
Do you because you just mentioned that we need to retest, which we are sure that we need to do, but how do we do it? Do we create a test under the bug ticket? Or do we create a test under the bug ticket to retest it? Like, do we add a test or what's the process?
No, okay, because this is a bug, right? If you open the bug, for you to retest the bug, you got the process here. You got the retro step. That's what they call retro step, reproductory steps. If you want to reproduce this step, this is the step again. If you want to reproduce it, okay? So technically, what you are saying that you've gone to this, you've kind of navigated to MentorSkid website, and the login page is not displayed. You go back there, and you found that the login page is displayed. Technically, that means this particular bug is now fixed. So once you've done that, you put in. That's the step, okay?
Okay, so we understand that bit where you're going back to the website and checking that whatever field has not passed. But the action on the Azure board, beside the bug. So can you close that and just go back to the bug ticket, please?
This is the bug
okay
ticket.
So that's the bug ticket. Now can you click the 3 dots, please, the ellipses? So now do we need to add a test called retest? Put the title again, bug login page, bug retest, and then retest, or just go directly into the bug ticket and just retest?
Okay, no, the answer is no, because as you know now, this bug was created at the back of a test case, right? So, and the test case is here. So you don't create another test case again because the bug is created at the back of a test case, right? What you just need to do is just to open the test case, open the bug, right? And even in the bug itself, this one here is a test case, right? It's a snapshot of a test case. What you just need to do is to go through this again and go through that, open the page. And once you confirm that it's working as it should, right? Then change the state, right? Put it back to QA done, right? That's all. And also,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and also you know that the story is still there that you have to test as well, and the story has got the test cases, right? So then you come back to the story and run the test cases for the story, right? And then you continue. Does that make sense now?
Thank you so much, because I think we've been retesting, but we've been creating like an add test to the bug ticket to retest it.
No, it's basically you are doing duplicate job, right?
Yeah,
Because
that's
you
what
don't
it's.
need- yeah. You don't
Thank
need
you
to
so
do
much.
that.
That clarifies
Okay.
it. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question, sir.
Please.
He's still on the board though.
Okay. Do you want me to share again?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
While we were doing the estimation, I noticed, so because previously we didn't know that after sprint 1, we have to like reconfigure the board, as in not reconfigure, as in set the board again for the before sprint planning. So it was the last Monday we got to know that you have to like, set the board again for sprint 2. So yes, when we're doing the estimation, I discovered that when you go to estimation, okay, this is super for Team Flex. For Team Flex, sir.
Okay.
Estimation.
Which one are you using? The poker or the estimate?
No, the estimates. Estimates. But anyway, the two came up. So I discovered that we were running the estimation on sprint 1. So I now asked my mentor, are we not, is the estimation not supposed to be in sprint 2? She said yes. So I now came and created a session. That is why we have this sprint 2 now. But when I opened the sprint 2, the cards in sprint 1 is still in sprint 1. It didn't enter sprint 2. So I wanted to ask why is that?
Okay. One thing I can tell you is like 3 years ago or even 4 years ago, we don't have this. Okay. This is just been added. Right. So what you do in sprint planning, even 4 or 5 years ago, was you bring your story, right, on the board, right, and everyone deliberates on the board.
Okay.
And let's say your stories are in where's that approved? If it's approved, okay. Let's say it's an approved. What you do is like you talk about the story, and then you ask everyone to kind of estimate. Even in that situation, you might be in the office. Everyone will be in the office, and they give you cards, and the card has got poker cards, right? So you might be one. You might have a pack of cards, a deal of cards actually, and it's got number 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Yes. So then after that, they will now say, okay, bring one of the cards so everyone will do it at the same time. So you bring 2, the other person might bring 1, because you have all the numbers anyway. You get it and you bring it.
Yeah.
So once we now agreed, and you now say, okay, all of you said 3, or let's say someone also said 2, you ask the person that said 2. Okay, why do you say 2? Okay, if you say, okay, I'll agree with 3, and eventually you agree. So you would now put it here.
Yeah.
Okay, now put it here. So there's this are new. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys are now using this, okay, so it's not like even if it's this wrong, doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. That's what I want to establish. Do you get it now? This is to help you to make that particular session interactive. Do you get it now? Because then everyone is seeing what they are saying. Yeah, also because you are not also physically located in a building, in a facility. Now. So once the sprint is ended and it's wrong, that's fine. You can leave it. Do you get it now? And the next sprint, right, you do better. Do you get it now? And to be honest, you don't need to even come back here at the end of the sprint to say, how does my estimate look like? Do you get it now? It doesn't. I don't see the importance.
So it doesn't affect the metrics.
No, it doesn't affect anything at all. Because once when you are doing your estimate, at the end of your estimate, you agree on a point, right?
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
put that point on your PBI, and that's
yeah.
the end. It doesn't do anything again.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Then
So
okay.
yeah, as you can see, this is only our end session or reset session. You don't, even if you say reset, it doesn't, I don't think it does anything, because it's just this session that you reset. So the only thing I'm not sure is, like, if you say reset, does it reset your sprint? Do you get it now? Does it reset the effort? I don't think so. The effort will still be there. Do you get it now? It's only that it will give you a new session that you can now do estimate again, right? But then if you now put your estimate in, it will override the one that you already have there.
Okay, okay, okay. So another question, although we've asked our mentors this question, on when you go to boards, the cards, we asked whose responsibility is it to move the cards, and the answer that we don't micromanage, but sometimes you come to stand up and you see maybe cards that are like, maybe you see it in QA done and they are still seated there. And then sometimes in that QA done, if you check the task, like in this our own, there's one that was like a bone of contention tonight. We're having, the task was 5, and we're having like 3/5. So which means the task was not completed. I don't know, it's there. I if you scroll up, maybe you'll see it. So I was like, I needed an explanation why we have 5 tasks and 3 was done and 2 was remaining. It was not clear to me.
So I really don't know what you're saying. That's something that you need to look into that, because there's difference between this board and the tax. Okay. And if like now
that's it.
this one, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Tax, if we look at that, it means that this particular tax is not yet done. This is not yet done. Right?
Yeah.
That's what it means technically. So you've done this. Yeah.
Okay, which means this, because sometimes this ticket might be in like QA done now, and you are seeing this 3/5.
Yeah, it's still fine. It means if it's in a QA done, right? But the tax that is ready to be done or is not yet done, is it for the QA? If it's for the QA, then something is wrong, right? It means that the person that's supposed to have closed his tax didn't close it. So that's another housekeeping, right? That you guys need to, like, they are doing what they need to do, right? So technically, this person might move into QA done, right? And but was meant to do the manual testing, or the person might have done the manual testing but did not close the task. You just have to ask the person that, okay, why is this task not closed? Do you get it now? And you
because that's one of the things that Olawumi asks us to watch out for. That sometimes somebody might put their task in, in done. Meanwhile, their ticket in done. Meanwhile, there are still some tasks that is not yet closed out.
Yeah, that's right. And one thing I want to correct you, you've been just saying ticket every time. Okay. I'm allowed to say ticket, but you are not allowed. Do you get it now? Yeah. Because for me, I'm not looking for a job. Of course, even if I am looking for a job, I'll not go to interview and say ticket. Do you get it now? The right word is PBI or product backlog item. Do you get it now?
PBI.
And if you say, if you want to, each one of these, the blue one are product backlog item. The red ones are box, okay, and this I don't know, is it yellow or that the task, okay. Everything together is called work item, okay. As you can see here, epic, feature, they're all called work item together, like that, work items, okay. But each one of them, epics, you know what epics is, so you need to call them by their name. If you want to have a generic name for all of them, they are work items.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Another thing that I saw quickly here is the Scrum Master. You need to look at your board properly. It's not still configured properly. So, like for instance, now this one state is closed, right? But it's in QA, right? is not properly mapped, okay, you need to map that properly so that when is in keyway done, the state is also in keyway done. For instance, now this is good, right? This is keyway and it's in keyway. So when I move it from here to here, the state changes to keyway done.
Okay. Okay.
Which I think is good, right? But
Okay.
this didn't work like that. Another thing, I think because you guys did not actually configure your bug, right? So you should do that because they are different. So when you go into configure here, you only did configure the product backlog item. You didn't configure the bug. So they have different way. If you go to the columns here and you have bugs separately and you have the if you go inside here and you will have one for bug and one for product here, as you can see. So normally you expect this, if this is in BA, this also should be in BA, but you didn't set it for the box. You need to look into that anyway.
Okay.
So that
we'll do that.
Once you are moving the box, also the state is also changing accordingly. Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. Okay, any other question, please? Okay.
Sorry, sir. One more thing, sir. So if for a bug to be closed, is it when it is in done?
Okay, so I think that's a good question, right? So some people, right, would only use active and close, right?
Yeah.
And that's what active, once it's active, is close, right? So what they do is they will just say, okay, once it's active, developers has kind of done it and they assign it to develop the keyway. And once the keyways have kind of finished, they put it in close. It doesn't go through this bot, right? Technically, because then it's got its own cycle then technically. But if you want to go through that also is fine. Like I said, I said that once the keyway says a bug is fixed, it doesn't go through UAT. You get it now. That is an option. Is it that it goes from active to close? That's one thing. Then after close, then done. You get it now. But I think you can still use this approach anyway to say, okay, yeah, we want to, dev has actually finished it, because the communication actually, right? Once it's in dev done, it shows that dev already they're telling you that, I've already kind of fixed the bug, right? Then once in keyway saying it is done. But you can decide now to say whether you put it in closed, or if it's in closed, but it should actually be in
done.
Do you get it now?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Moyo, lastly, please. Moyo. Okay, all right. If there's no other.
Yeah. Sorry. My question is more like a clarification. Earlier you were talking about BA's writing in dev, and our board was configured to have in BA done. So I'm just trying to understand the best practice here. Is it the in dev is the best practice, or BA done kind of configuration we have already?
Sorry, I didn't get that. In terms of BA, right?
Yes. So our board is configured to have BA done, and and then once we are done with our BA, we commit it to approve and commit it to sprint.
Okay.
Now, earlier you were saying that BA should write in dev. So I'm trying to understand what the best practice it really is. So
sorry, I don't think I said BA should write in dev. Did I say so? Maybe you got it wrong.
Oh, that's what I heard. Like,
what he means is when you said it should change the dev doing to in dev.
Yes, dev doing, not the BA.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So it's just for you to be consistent, because you have in BA in some place, and then when it comes to dev, instead of you to say in dev, you say dev doing, right? That is not consistent, right? All right. So you need to, that's what I mentioned, yeah. So, of course, some people can put BA here, right? And then split this into two. That also is possible, right? So when you put BA here and you will not say doing and done, that also is applicable. Then it means that you are not going to have two columns. You are going to have only one column for BA, and then it's going to be split into two. But that's another thing. But the only thing is like, it also means that your state, you would only have one state. So you won't be able to establish from the state, right? So that's where, if you want, I would kind of, agree with this approach, because once you move, okay, let me quickly show you what I was talking about. When you go to the column, right, let's use the BA, right? And you go down, where's that? Split into doing and done, right? When you click on that, it splits your in BA to doing and done, right? So once BA has finished, then you can, so of course, this becomes only BA then. So because you don't say in BA, you just put that in BA. So, but once the BA has finished, then you can say BA done, right? That is it. But of course, your state will not change. That's why I don't totally kind of fancy this approach, right? Because you won't actually make your state, because you cannot say, okay, now, because the state is controlled by your column anyway. So that's one thing I can say. So let me move this back and change it back. Okay. So then change that back without any splits. Okay. Okay. Why is that not changing? Okay. All right. Cool. All right. That is where we're going to stop today. I know it's a bit overwhelming, just to kind of bring everything together. If you are still struggling to see what other roles are doing, what your roles is, this is kind of looking into this anyway. So I've mentioned the role of a Scrum Master. I've gone through the roles of the QA within the team. I know I didn't mention the role of the developers anyway, because they are not part of the interns anyway. So then the DA, I've also mentioned what I expect you to do. So, and the ADM, of course, you guys are the owner of the project. You need to facilitate everything and working with your Scrum Master to deliver this anyway. So, and then one thing I need to say quickly, I asked you guys to do release plan at the end of the sprint, okay? So you can also use this facility. It's also a very good tool. Create a new plan, okay? And use that for your release plan, okay? So once you create a new plan, you can assign the stories in your sprint to it, okay? Let's see what you guys will come out with on that one anyway, okay? All right, cool.
Did you say release plan?
Yeah, release plan, yeah.
Okay.
So you can use the Azure delivery plan for that. But of course, you can create one, by yourself.
Okay, thank you.
All right, cool. Hopefully it's been useful and for you. Okay. All right, cool. I think another person, I've got a personal message. Okay. For some reason, maybe because I'm not using admin account, I do not have the define button at the test plan page. Yeah. So you need to use the admin account to be able to have the button for your test plan, and also for you to be able to create the test suite, you need to use the admin account. Okay. So okay. All right, cool.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. It has been very
thank you, everyone. Yeah. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Good night, everybody.
Bye,
Thank you, Deji. Good night.
Good night, Deji.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Rosie, good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Farouk. Good night, Reju. Good night, Joy.
All right, good night.
Good night, Samuel.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Say. Good night, Deji.
Good night.
Good night, Yanu.
Good night, everyone.